Welcome to Dolly, pardon, the sassiest, classiest, and most unfiltered adult collectors podcast.
We're serving up weekly episodes packed with laughs, hot takes, and all the tea from the world of adult doll collecting. Whether you're into high fashion minis, vintage treasures, or just here for the love of dolls, we've got you covered.
So grab a drink, strike a pose, and let's talk dolls. Because collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle.
Welcome to another episode of Season 2 of Dolly Pardon, the podcast. Can you bitches believe that this is already Season 2, Episode 2? And I'm very excited. I mean, you are very excited. Well, you're always excited. Today we have a very special episode because, of course, we are celebrating Pride Month. And I know. So today we're going to dedicate
It's the most wonderful time of the year for faggots and queers and theys and thems and transsexuals.
Yes. Bring.
We love that. Yeah, so it's time to celebrate, and we have a special guest coming in to have a chat with us and show us some pussy.
Let's get gay. Hi, gay.
So we're going to do all that. But first, we are going to be reading each other in a great tradition of Paris is Burning, RuPaul's Drag Race, and every library in the world, really.
Because reading is what?
Fundamental.
Fun.
Yay, I'm excited.
The library is open.
I'm not very good at reading, people, but I'll try my very best.
Okay, well, I have been waiting to say these things to you guys for a very long time, so I have to start with Raj's lack of hair. So, Raj, your hair didn't just recede. It straight up filed for a restraining order.
It's in prison.
You don't need a weather app. Your scalp just gives you a 5-day forecast, just depending on how shiny it is. I can keep going, but let's talk about Naomi and her fashion, actually. Naomi, you're actually known for your closet. And what's so funny is Naomi has this incredible closet doll scale, but it just doesn't translate in real life. In real life, you dress like you lost a bet. And there's only one way to describe your personal style, and that is brave. Not good, just brave.
Yes.
That's the same thing we can say about your face. Raj, you're next, baby. Give it to us.
So, as you guys
But
know,
you don't hear that very often.
What's the difference between plastic poppy and a used condom? Nothing. They're both filled with cum and left in the trash. And Naomi's namesake is Naomi Campbell. The only thing they have in common is a bad attitude. And, oh, wait, that's it.
And the wigs. I'm going to go straight to the point. I really love these girls. I don't really want to say anything horrible about them. However, Estefan, you talk a lot about sex. However, the only thing that you are fucking is fucking stupid.
This is true.
Okay. So, well, Raj is here, unfortunately, for this season. So now we have to change the name of the podcast from Dolly Pardon to Dolly, Please Forgive Us.
That was lovely.
Right. Okay, so it's time for Dolly Pardon reporting fake news. These are real news for fake bitches. And today is a very, very, very juicy fake news, as you guys know. Oh, we're all very excited about this. So, shall we start talking about the surprise drop that IT has given us in the past couple of weeks.
Yes.
Thank you to Fashion Doll Chronicles for the pictures.
We
so
love
the first
you.
one, Yeah, the first one is Optical Nadja Rhymes, which is yet another made to order Jason Wood doll. So there we go. Isn't she
I have a
stunning?
question first. How do you guys measure how juicy a drop is? Is it by how juicy your undercarriage gets?
If it's really juicy, it drips.
Yeah, the volume of the splashback for me.
Am I in the wet zone right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The
Everyone
splash zone.
listening is in the splash zone.
nobody's safe.
Yeah.
I'm literally dripping in gold.
Oh, just like Naja.
Luxury doll
job.
collectors. Um, okay, so Naja, yeah?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this is the first time we see this bitch in this skin tone, and that
Uh-huh.
is light honey. Oh, honey.
Uh,
Light honey. Hair color is sandy blonde. She's
Yeah.
on the New Face Body 3.0. And she is basically, the dress is an homage. Can we say it's an homage to some older releases? In particular, Agnes and was it Octave Verve?
Verve.
Optic
Verve.
Verve, yeah. And Optic Clash. And they're very cool. But this one, Jason's explained he used this couture fabric, which looks like melted gold. And the other thing that they've added to her is this, I think they're like chromed hands, and they are really nice.
Here's my theory. Naja's pussy is made out of gold, and she reached in and dug whatever that is out of her pussy, and then
Yeah.
that's why her hand is dripped in gold now. What is that? It looks like a bean. Why is it shaped like a bean? See?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's so weird. Do you know what I will say? The material looks like, you know, when you put a screen cover on your phone and it's got bubbles in it and you have to
Yeah.
push them out. That's what it reminds me of.
That's because you can't put a screen cover on properly.
I like her
So,
dress. I feel like it looks like it's like melted onto her body, and it looks like it's just like dripping down her body at the end, which I think is really cool. Yeah, I'm into the dress.
Did you
I
guys
think
purchase?
yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It was instant.
I mean, if you look at Optic Verve and the original dresses, the flare on the skirt is literally twice the size. So this one is just literally a very basic mermaid cut dress. The fabric is lovely. I like the necklace.
Yeah. Let me get a look at her face.
Yeah, let's have a look at
yeah,
her face.
I feel like the doll was the winner for me for this, more so than the
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah, it's the doll itself. That face is stunning. Like I like the like feathered laminated brow.
Yeah.
It's like really soft. I put on my stories that I had planned to reroot her with like really long, sleek black hair, and I got a few replies that people were doing the exact same thing. I think everyone's planning on rerooting her with dark hair because I don't know. I just think that I'm not into the sandy blonde hair on her. With her skin and like the almost no brow, it almost like washes her out a little bit. Like she almost just gets kind of like lost in the sauce with like all of this kind of being like the same color.
Yeah. I can
But
see it.
yeah, but I think some like long, sleek, dark hair would look really, really beautiful on her.
I mean, I can see why the hair is the way it is. And I can appreciate the attempt of making this Hollywood curl. Also, one thing that I want to say, I was talking with Alex in Plasticland about this yesterday.
Hi, Alex.
Is it just us, or these pictures are a bit scruffy? I mean, look at the hair here. How
Oh, yeah.
scruffy
You know what?
is that?
Now that you mention it, that's interesting. That curl at the end is not holding at all.
No. I wonder is because they're getting the dolls late and they have to rush to get the pictures out, or
Yeah.
they are just trying to stay as loyal to what the doll is going to look like out of the box, so people don't get
Yeah.
excited and then they send them the heads back or something. But Alex was like telling me, you know, he's a photographer, he's a very talented photographer. If you guys don't follow him, he's Alex in Plastic Land on Instagram, and he was mentioning they look pretty scruffy. The pictures look good, he told me, but it's the how the doll is presented that looks a bit scruffy. And I've noticed it now that I was looking at the back. Look at that.
I mean, for the most part, I didn't notice it until you mentioned it. But yeah, I can see it in that picture for sure.
But we know you don't notice it. We saw your pictures, Raj. So
Well, my doll's lying down.
yeah, that's why they're lying down so you don't see the hair. Okay. Any last words for Miss Najana?
Jana. Yeah.
Jana.
She's
Yes.
fucking fierce. I can't wait to get her.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Did you get her, Raj?
Yes.
What are we giving Najana? Should we give her a vote? I don't know. Should we vote for her?
Give
Or
her
should
an
we do it
8.
when we...
I'm going to give her the gold standard. She's
What?
not platinum.
Piss
She's
shower?
not silver. Yeah.
A golden shower.
Yeah.
This is what this podcast is becoming, to foul mouths and dirty jokes. I'm going to give her an 8. I'm not a Nadja stan. I don't like her, but she was cute. And I got one so I can trade her for something that I actually want in the future. Okay, so now let's talk about the far surprise drop that we've had a few days ago, and everybody was super excited about this. Far has been missing for quite a while. The collection is called the Modern Muse. Jessie spoiled this last year at convention. I think people were like thinking of Lord knows what. I personally thought it was going to be something like Roman, Greek, ancient Roman, ancient Greek inspired, or
When
something
they said
like
modern,
inspired.
you thought ancient Greece?
No, I thought no, I thought this was gonna be similar because I know how Americans think, and I and I just assumed it was gonna be something like super basic and literal, but it was more a tribute to this original IT girls. We have 4 dolls in this collection. The first one is Adele. The doll is called the Socialite Cafe. These are all lottery dolls, by the way. We're going to kiss and tell at the end and understand who is going for what. Adele, I think her edition size is 1,100. So she's like the one that I think most people really want at this point. I posted poll the other day, and people were very keen on the Adele and the Isha. We're talking about 26% going for Adele, 43% for Isha, only 9% for the Eugenia, and I put the other one on my on the poll, but it's the Elise. Only 22% is going for Elise, so there isn't much of a difference between Elise and Adele. But I think Adele, from what I've seen on Facebook and on the forum, is the one that is going as the most popular. So what do we think of this Adele, ladies?
I think the Adele is stunning. I love the hairstyle, but the dress and those like puffy sleeves and that crisscross pattern on the skirt is really, really stunning to me. I don't really care for the coat, but yeah, that image right there is everything to me. That is so beautiful.
Yeah, I think Jessie has done a really good job this time around. By the way, we are on Jessie's Instagram at the moment. Hi, Jessie. Congratulations again. This was beautiful. Let's look at the accessories she comes with. How do you guys feel about the printed shoes?
I kind of hate them, to be honest with you. Like
Do you?
yeah, I do. I mean, these don't look bad by any means. They don't look super cheap. But I like when Integrity Toys has fabric on the shoe. You know what I mean? I like it to feel like a miniature version of a real shoe.
I disagree. I love the shoes, and actually the whole set, the doll, I've only got one word for it, and that's I love it so much. I love everything about this doll. I struggle to hear criticisms about her.
I mean, I'm obsessed. She's so beautiful. I mean, I'm gonna say something, and I'm gonna get all the Adele stands coming at me in the comments.
Yeah, go
I'm
on.
a bit tired of this screening on her. We had two Adeles this year already, and they have the same exact screening. She looks
Mm,
gorgeous, but she's like so similar to Toast for Us. I love those red lips,
mm.
but I feel this screening is a bit repetitive after a while.
I think the brow is a bit high. Like I would like
Yeah,
to
but
see
she had
Jessie play
fillers.
with like relaxing the brow a little bit because it does seem really high. Her brows reminds me of how Simone Simonier paints her face.
Can see it.
Compliment, I think, for
Yeah.
Simone is beautiful and this Adele is gorgeous. So I think it's a compliment for both of them, really.
I'm not tired of the screening because I'm not familiar enough with it.
But you've never seen it, so.
Yeah. But I love her hair. I usually go for dolls with longer hair. I love that she has this short cut. Is it a pixie cut?
It's not a pixie cut, no.
What do you call it?
I have no idea
Slick
what you
back?
call it. You are the homosexuals. You should be telling me. I have no idea.
I think slick back.
This got a curl in the front. In Italian, I told you the other day, when somebody has got that curl on the forehead, it's
It's
called
called lasagna.
lasagna. We call that kiss catcher. So tirabaci is the name. It basically because it was considered very attractive for women to have this curl on the forehead. It was like very sexy. So you can tell the inspiration for her is European prostitute, which I
Yeah.
absolutely adore. I would
Takes after me.
wear takes after Raj. Right. Okay. So what's our judgment on this Adele?
10.
Yeah. Did you enter for her, Esther?
I sure did. Yeah, I hope I get her or else I'll be very heartbroken.
Raj?
We. I love her. I've also, what is it, entered?
Yeah. You do that often.
Yes.
What's your score?
Oh, 9.
Or are you
I
docking
give
the
her
1 point?
The coat. So I love the coat. I just wish that the animal print was a bit smaller.
No. No, I totally disagree. Oh, for fuck's sake. I totally disagree. I'm gonna give her a 8. Just because I wish it was Kiori.
Oh, yes.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
Adele has a average score of 9.
Okay, so what's did you pre-order her, Naomi?
Yes. Well, I entered the
Or
lottery.
you entered the lottery? Got it.
I
Okay.
never win lotteries, but we can tell the listeners whether I won or not. I never win anything, so let's see. Right, moving on. Second doll that was announced is Martini Social Eugenian Perrin Frostpuss. Eugenia. That's the second
Pass.
Eugenia. Yeah, that's the second Eugenia in a few months. I can tell there's a lady in Minnesota that is literally gooning over this Eugenia. Like she is gooped and gagged.
Our friend Beezus doll says, absolutely banana bunker is fantastic. What a great description.
Right, okay. So I like the color combinations. Love the boots, love the gloves. I love the inside of the dress. And I like the color. I think she's a good doll. She's beautiful. You know how much I love a bleached brow with like a dark smoky eye. So she's good, but she's not for me. So I haven't entered for her for myself. I entered for a friend of mine. What do you guys think of the accessory?
Boring.
I like the boots. I think the boots are hot.
The gloves are nice.
The gloves are
The gloves are nice, but I feel like her face up and her hair is so edgy and sleek. And then you have this like furry glove and this pink dress. It doesn't mesh well to me for some reason. Like I see this doll in all black ensemble, like leathery type of vibe. I don't know.
It looks incomplete, for sure. I feel like
Does
something's
she?
missing on this doll, and I feel like the gloves are disguising it, because if you take the gloves off, it looks like she's missing a coat or an accessory that's not fucking glass.
Sure. It's because the dress is so pliant on that
Sequins, yeah.
bit to the front. I don't know how I feel about her. I like the color combination. Eugenia is beautiful. Her face is beautiful. Do I gag over her? Not really, no. So, yeah, she was an easy pass for me.
Same.
Same, I passed.
So, what's the score that we're giving Miss Eugenia?
6.5.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, 6. I think 6 is fine.
I'm gonna give her a 7. I think I want to help her. I want to help her.
Such.
Wait,
Good
what's
for
our total
you.
score?
Are we doing an average?
Yeah.
6.5.
Oh, wow. Good. Right. Okay. Now to Priyanka Chopra herself. Miss Bombay. Miss Panay. Miss...
Come on,
we-
Isha, give us everything.
Everything.
Come on, Isha. Come on, chicken biryani, Isha. Give me everything I want.
What's
How
her skin-
gorgeous is
Yeah.
this bitch?
What's her skin tone?
We have no clue. I don't care.
I think
She's
it's
so good.
samosa.
Samosa. It looks like Hungarian to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
No,
love
she's
her.
darker than Hungarian.
You think she's darker than Hungarian?
Yeah, she's probably sun-kissed.
Yeah, she's hot. She is
Yeah.
really, really, really hot. I love the face up. I love the hair. I think the dress is really, really sexy. And the accessories are fierce too. Like that fur bag is so, so hot.
How's your furry bag, Esther?
It opens.
My clutch is always furry.
Oh, she's
I-
stunning.
I love her.
Raj.
I don't understand the denim. I like it. I just don't understand the denim on the outfit. It throws me a little bit.
I don't know. I think the outfit is actually really nice. I like the color combination. She comes with decent accessories as well. I love
Like,
the
I would have-
bangles.
If it was a metal gold silhouette instead of denim, I think that would have looked so much better. It would.
You're so
matched-
tucky.
No, it would have
I-
matched all her jewelry. It would have matched like the vibe.
I like the denim a lot. I like the denim. I think the denim is fierce, but it's not removable, right?
No, it's a corset that is on the dress. No.
Yeah.
It's one piece,
I
I
wish it was
think.
a removable piece because if I could have that piece for like other outfits, that would have
Yeah.
been fierce.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love it. I just don't fully understand the story here.
She's cinched. Girl. Right. So, I love her. I'm officially an Isha stan, but
Mhm.
I have two critiques to make. The critiques are the screening, as gorgeous and goopalicious as it is basically body of work, exactly like body of work.
Not familiar with this.
Yeah, of
But
course you're
yes,
not, because you're
I'll
dumb.
take your word.
So, Body of Work is a niche that was released a few years ago in a convention style lab. And she looks exactly the same. I think the skin color is the same, similar.
Samosa.
The screening is very, very similar to Body of Work. My other critique is the hair. Now, these hair look so freaking crusty. Look how crusty these hair looks.
I don't know, you know. I think
No?
it's the color combination of browns that make it look like that.
No, it's gonna have some gel in it for sure.
If it looks like this in promotional pictures, imagine what's going to look like in Raj's hands.
Can't wait for the wrong person to get her and then just boil wash the fuck out of her hair.
I know exactly who that wrong person is. Exactly.
Yeah.
She
No, I
is
love her. I love the chocolateness of her hair. It looks like sticky dates.
Look at the
Luscious
bottom of
and-
her hair right there. Like
Come back.
yeah, she's crunchy. She's crunchy.
I do love her though.
Don't get me wrong, she's absolutely gorgeous, but I wish she had a different screening, at least different shades on her eyes. Jessie really does the most beautiful face up for these dolls. You can take like very old sculpts like Isha and make them look so modern and beautiful. I wish she was darker with a different hair color,
Mm.
and I wish she had a different face up. That's my desire for
Yeah.
Isha.
But
Just
she still looks
please
great,
do it
though.
for me. So, what do we give?
10. And I did put a lottery ticket in for her, and I hope that I get her. If I don't get her, this is the one time I'm ever gonna ask our listeners for something. If I don't get Isha, I want to take over people. So give me your fucking takeovers.
Yeah, no, guys, don't do that. So I did enter. I did enter for her. She's my favorite. I'm going to give her a 10 plus to show that I want her more than you. I love everything about her. And if I don't win her, I expect a takeover from the listeners because why not?
I'm also going to say 10, and my pitch is that my heritage is Indian, therefore she resonates with me the most, and therefore I should get dibs. Reparations, people.
I think it's a bit unfair to use the race card when we're talking about this.
I use it sometimes.
And just
And
so you guys
also-
know, I'm more Indian than Raj. So
Exactly.
don't let
mean-
him play that card all of a sudden.
No, I mean Raj could literally be named Karen, and people would believe it. See, if he had like a blonde bob cut, he would literally look like a Karen.
Cannot dispute this. Her average score is 10, obviously, seeing as we all gave her
She's
10s.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
Come on,
she's
Nisha,
good.
give us everything. Right. Okay, now the
Before you
last
move
one.
Before you move on, go back to the comments for a second.
Yes.
What's Alex saying? Isha Hole?
Isha Olay. Fuego, fabulous. I think he
does that
thinks she's
mean?
Spanish.
Right. According to Beezus doll, Isha Ole, Fuego Fabulous. Isha's name is now. Isha is now
Stupid.
officially Mexican.
Oh.
Isha Montes.
I'm
Also
taking this
known
out.
as Juanita Montes. Why? Fuego Fabulous.
Oh.
Okay, next.
Fine.
Right. Elise Jolie Olay Fuego Fabulous is here. So. Okay. Now, no. So just ladies, be mindful. So her edition size is 1,200. Elise, she isn't my cup of tea. However, this screening, she looks so freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
She is so beautiful in this screening. I hate the sculpt, but she's so freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's pedestrian.
Very, and I live for it. Like, look at that denim. You need to be very skinny to wear denim and still look skinny in it.
She's okay. I think I don't like the jacket, number one. I think without the jacket, she looks great. But yeah, I'm not a fan. It's too, I don't know, it seems a little basic compared to the others.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's the most soft Elise yet. She's just divine.
I mean, he's not wrong. She is very soft. Like, most Elises look like they've had like 3 facelifts, and she doesn't give me that in this picture. You know what I mean? She looks like she had like a little like foxy brow lift. You know what I mean? Maybe
She definitely
some
had a lift in Mexico
yeah,
with
a
Isha.
little Botox and Juvederm. But
I don't know. This is the youngest I've seen her for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's the youngest we've seen her. She still looks like she's pushing 46.
yeah. Yeah, she definitely looks mature. I'll give her that. I'm not mad at the denim actually. Like the outfit is fine.
beautiful.
Like I like the sleeves, especially that sleeve detail on the side. I think it's nice. I like that it comes with that bodysuit underneath. It's very fresh looking. I'm not a fan of the LV bag. The LV bag looks kind of cheap to me. Um,
Yeah.
Very.
yeah, I would rate her higher than the Eugenia. I would give her an 8. She's just not for me. I'm just not gonna even try to win her and put in my collection. Let somebody else who really wants her have it.
I think she's cute. I love the outfit. I don't particularly like the print on the bags, and I know that IT can't use the LV branding because, of course, for copyright reasons. But I think there's always a degree of looking fake. And she looks like she went to Chinatown and she bought this bag for like a fiver. What I'm gonna say about her accessories, I think she's the one that is lacking the most.
Yeah.
She has one shoebox, two shopping bags, and her jewelry. I don't know. That is enough for me. Not for $185.
No, not at all. Essentially, paper accessories for a luxury fashion doll is a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
She comes with lemonade. When Elise gives you nothing, make lemonade.
She comes with lemonade. She's a bit bitter about it, but I think she's okay. And she's beautiful. I'm a bit disappointed by the accessories, but I get that. I guess they had to cut somewhere.
Those accessories, the shopping bag, should come as a standard, as a freebie with all the dolls. Like it's so inexpensive to make. I just
I mean, those bags, they literally cost you like pennies. And you're charging $185 plus tariff, plus Lord knows what else. So yeah, Jessie's done again. She made me like this girl because I don't like Elise, but she's done a very good job here. Definitely, I like her a lot more than the convention one, Ritorno alla Vita. The face up for that Elise was terrible in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give her a 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 6,
What's the average?
7.
Okay. So the other thing that we want to say is we're taking the piss out of Bisou's dolls because he's a friend of ours, and we know he won't take it personal. So we're not bullies. We're just laughing with him and at him while we are laughing with you. What are your final thoughts on this Modern Muse release, ladies?
I like it. I think that Jesse really did his fucking big one.
Totally.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, even the other two dolls that I don't like very much, they're still not bad dolls. I think they just pale in comparison to Isha and Adele.
Right. Let's move on. Right, and for today's juicy segment of this episode, we're going to be celebrating Pride. We're going to be celebrating all the LGBTQI plus community. We're going to be doing it with a very special guest, as if this place wasn't gay enough with the other two. And we are going to introduce this very special guest. Hello, Cody. Hi.
Hi, Cody.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
How are you?
Cody, what are your pronouns?
Hello. Thank you. He and him.
He, him. We love it. Okay, great. Well, yeah, we invited you because you are obviously a part of the Alphabet
Yes.
Mafia. And we were celebrating Pride in today's
Right.
episode, and you have the gayest collection on Dollstagram, and so you were just the best person to bring onto the podcast for today. I mean, I fell in love with your Instagram because of your Amanda Lepore doll, and we did an episode on the Amanda Lepore, which you heard, and you like reached out and you were answering all my questions about the Amanda Lepore doll. You were like, no, her boobs are not squishy, and you were you were so informative. And then I was like, you know what, we have to bring you on the podcast so you can answer all these questions in real life. So thank you for coming on.
Oh, no, my pleasure. Seriously, my pleasure. Thank you guys so much for having me.
No.
Yeah. So why don't you can you show us the Amanda Lepore doll? I really want to like see this vagina that Raj was freaking out about.
There she is. Okay, here she is. And she does actually have, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me slide her
What's
little
dangling?
necklace over.
Oh, it's a
Raj,
necklace. Okay.
Raj has that same piece of jewelry.
Yes,
He showed
so
it to me
she-
yesterday.
She is, you know what's funny is when I received the doll, I mean, I knew that she was anatomically correct, and I walked into my fiance's office, and I was like, no, she's like legitimately like, even her vagina is actually a little bit raised off of the crotch of the doll, so it's like very anatomically correct.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen a vagina in real life?
I actually have. I had a straight era, Naomi,
Yes.
believe it or not.
I have too.
Yeah.
No way. No, I've never seen a live vagina other than my own.
Oh,
my
bless your heart.
I think one of the questions I'm really interested to know before we jump into Amanda is just tell us a little bit about your experience with dolls. Like, when did you start? Is it a new thing?
So actually, I started really collecting dolls in my 20s. I'll be 38 in August, and I started just mainly collecting Barbies. And my ex-partner actually, it became quote too much, I guess, for him. He thought it was too much. It was too effeminate, and he even.
I'm glad
made a
you got rid of him.
And did after 12 years, but I did. But I had a drag room because I was a performer for some time in South
lovely.
Carolina, about 9 years, and so I started displaying my dolls, and he said it was far too much, and I basically just put them in a suitcase and like sealed plastic and just never opened them again, really. And then back in this past November, I was decorating for Christmas, and my fiance loves SpongeBob and was like, well, I want to put out toys with the decorations, and I was like, okay. And so I opened the suitcase with the dolls, and his jaw just dropped, and he said, why are these in here? And I just kind of told him about just, the shame of it. I mean, even growing up in a very conservative family, military family, and then just having an ex, because even in the queer community, and I think as we celebrate Pride, I think it's important to acknowledge, like, there's even some sort of, I don't want to say hatred, but within the community where it's like you could be too femme or you could be too many, all these different elements instead of just celebrating what we are. Correct. Yeah. And so he pushed me to kind of go into, like, the social media realm, and I started purchasing far too many dolls from Integrity Toys, still paying on credit cards for that.
Yes.
But
something we're all familiar with.
Yes. It was a very pivotal moment in my life because it was just like, I love you for who you are, so like bring your dolls out. And so we got a case, and here I am.
Oh, bless.
That is very
Lovely.
sweet.
Yeah, very sweet.
I love that. What I love that you do too is you incorporate a lot of your drag aesthetic and what you used to do with drag into your dolls. Like you customize these like bodices, and you pretty much do drag on your dolls, which I think is so incredible. And you like photograph all of this on your Instagram.
Growing up in a conservative family, there was always shame, more so to the fact that I've always had a swish in my walk and a lisp in my talk. It's always, I mean, it's been there since the beginning, And I remember I was actually in the second grade. This is a true story. My gym teacher called me a faggot. It was the first time I'd even heard the word. And so I'm in the car with my mother, and I remember being this little, like, second grade kid in the car, and I said, Mom, what's a faggot? And she just, like, slams on the brakes. And it was like, where did you hear this word,
Yeah.
And I like to think that my collection, at least from my vantage point, because I know that I'm a little unconventional, I guess, with my styling, but it's kind of, it's a hug to childhood me, is what it is. So to incorporate the drag and the queerness and the, the crystals and the overly feminine qualities of it is just very special to me.
That's very lovely. I have to know, what was your drag name?
My drag name was, now they dubbed me this, it was the Exotic Beauty of the South, and my name was Alexia Ali.
Ooh, okay.
I actually do have a little, I did grab a little headshot.
We have a picture of Alexia, don't worry. We have a picture of Alexia coming
Oh my
up.
gosh.
Don't worry,
exciting.
we have a picture of Alexia coming up. So
So-
Cody,
Oh my
this
goodness.
So you are officially one of the Dolly friends for our podcast. The very first Dolly friend for season
Yes.
2. So you should be very proud of yourself. That's a big achievement. And
I am very proud.
Many want that title.
Honestly, I was so flattered, and I mean, when Esteban like reached out to me, or I'd reach out to him, we just ended up in a conversation, and he asked me. I've been so amazed and genuinely touched by the doll community, and a lot of the influencers and the people that post, and even queer artists that have kind of reached out and almost like given me like a cyber hug has just been, I'm very humbled by it. I really am, truly.
it can be a very lovely place, and we want to make sure that it stays like that, and that everybody feels welcome, no matter their whatever work of life they come from. So it's great to have you. I think it's the very first drag queen we have on this, except for me, on this podcast.
No, and
Retired.
me, Naomi. Come on.
Retired drag queen for sure.
Yes.
Naomi, who else is in full beat every single episode, and we don't even show our cameras? Like, come on.
It's you, baby. It's you, baby.
Yeah.
It really isn't me. I am a failure on that. It's you.
All right,
Right.
so here we have her.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
And some of her artwork.
Here
So
she
I
is.
love this. Tell us about this
wow.
artwork, Cody.
So, painting really started for me, and this ties into the dolls actually a lot.
Yeah.
So, I am, July 8th will be 2 years sober. I am a recovered alcoholic. And when I finally quit drinking, I had just a lot of things that had happened in my life, and when I stopped drinking, my hands shook a lot. And I always tried to keep my hands busy because my hands were constantly shaking after just going through DTs and everything like that. And I was at my fiance's apartment before we lived together, and I went into his office and I just kind of doodled a picture, these same doodles that I have in journals since I'm 15, 16 years old. And he was like, I think you're talented. So him and his mom got together and purchased like an easel and some acrylic paints. And I let it sit there for like a month or so. And he said, why don't you try something? And actually, it's interesting. I'm actually kind of emotional because you picked the one with the red hair is the first painting I ever did. And it's actually on a sheet of cardboard. And I named that painting Nikita, which is masculine or feminine, which means the unconquered.
Yeah.
So after painting several photographs is when my fiance discovered my doll collection, and I showed one of my very close friends, Becky. I said, look at my dolls now, like I have dolls. And she started crying, and she said, honey, you've been subconsciously painting your dolls. And it clicked. I was like, oh wow, I had so much shame with my doll collection, so I just decided to put them into art and like paint these dolls.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nipples in your paintings.
Sorry.
Because nipples are
Yes,
the
there are.
eyes. They're the eyes of the face, aren't they? So,
Of the face. Yes.
And you have lovely nipples.
I
And
feel
lovely
like
nipples, right.
the story that you discussed, I think, is very relevant to many people who identify as part of the LGBTQI community and collecting dolls. I'm very much a believer that all of my dolls are essentially in drag. I want them to look the most, out there, or the most voluptuous, and in a way, that is drag too. And I think that resonates so well.
We're all born naked. The rest is drag.
Yeah.
I was actually about to say that. It's funny you say that. That's when I started painting these girls, these dolls, I was like, I don't know what to put her in. And my fiance was like, just paint her naked. I was like, absolutely. It's just like, why not? So it just became like the thing. It was like all of my paintings, I was like, they're naked, It's like, why not?
So, Cody, you touched up on your sobriety, and first of all, congratulations.
Yeah,
And
congrats.
Oh, thank you so much.
and second of all,
Thank
we
you.
laugh about things, and we like to joke. Did you find collecting dolls helpful in supporting your sobriety? I mean, if I can make a joke, I'm gonna make a joke because we that's what we do here. Probably you couldn't
Oh,
afford a drink.
absolutely.
You couldn't afford a
I
drink
all
because you
of
had to buy dolls. So there's something else.
it. Right. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, dolls are all I can afford right now. That and, coffee. No, absolutely. You know what it is? It became. I mean, obviously, when you are a recovering addict of any kind, it is very apparent that you do have an addictive personality. So it was great to be addicted to something like dolls. And with the dolls came all these other things that I was good at that I don't do anymore. So, like, to your point with drag and things like that, like those, creating like this look I did for, RuPaul, or, these wigs that I restyled for Amanda, it's like on a smaller scale, it helped me stay sober. And also
Right.
just taking the shame out of it as well, I think, was a big aspect of my sobriety. Because, I mean, one of the reasons that alcoholics drink is because there's a lot of things they're trying to suppress. And I think the suppression is what caused the sadness. And now that I'm able to just kind of like be here and queer, it's like, it's very lovely. So
There's a connection I feel with addictions, and we all are addicted to different things. To quote one of my favorite interviews of all time, "I'm addicted to making love, Diane." I think, all jokes aside, we we live as humans for the dopamine that something gives us, and whether it's alcohol or whether it's abusing collecting, we all have to face the fact that sometimes we have to find ways to feel a void or feel something that is missing. I'm glad that I don't know if this is a healthier habit to have, because I'm a doll addict as well. But I'm glad that you are in this community, and that we can support each other, and then it's hopefully something positive to look forward to. Or do you have friends that you can share this with you?
And thank you for being so open about your sobriety too, because I think it's like
Yeah.
also something that's so taboo and something that a lot of people don't talk about is having
Yeah.
substance abuse issues and former addictions. And, a lot of people aren't as forthcoming about it as you are. And that's something that I admired so much about you, is just like in the couple months that we've known each other, Cody, like you were like telling me about that. And I just really admired just that you really wear your heart on your sleeve and you tell your story. And I wish more people were like that. Like that more people
Yeah.
just gave you their story and let you know who they were, like right off of the bat. You know what I mean? It's very scary to be vulnerable with people. And, thank you for just sharing your story. A lot of the gay community or the LGBTQIA community has substance abuse issues that we don't talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thank you for being open
absolutely.
about it and sharing it.
I absolutely no. My mantra for 2025 is do it scared, but don't be afraid. So just kind of going through life, like
Nice.
even if you're scared to go into something, like don't be too afraid that you can't do it. And the reason that I do share my story and I celebrate my doll collection being, very gay and very queer representing, is because it's like, don't be afraid to tell your story, because you might tell somebody else's. Even if you change the perspective of one human, or even if that one human is just yourself, it's so important to just, I'm not ashamed that, I look at alcoholism like I look at cancer or anything else. Like, I'm not ashamed that I was sick. There's a lot of people out there that do struggle with those things because of shame, and it is very prevalent. I just lost another friend yesterday I've not seen in years. He passed away in his sleep,
sorry
heart
to hear that.
condition. Thank you so much. And I was just telling my fiance yesterday, since I've been in Indiana for 5 years now, I've lost 6 friends to just addiction and shame, and growing up in the South and in the Midwest, where you're not embraced for being a queer person, a trans person. I mean, there's so much stigma attached to it. So for me, I do it scared, but I'm not afraid. Do you know what I mean? I just want to go out there and say, you know what? if you don't like it, you know, your problems with me aren't my problems. So let's just all have fun. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Speaking of pride, Naomi, you put together this presentation here.
As we approach Pride, and of course, as a fierce ally of the community, I do feel that there's quite a lot of rainbow washing when it comes to brands. Whether some collection releases or statements or changing your logo to a rainbow logo is genuine or is like a marketing strategy, we don't know. What we know is that corporations use Pride Month to cash in. Now, I'm not saying that the people in this picture, because the people that can visualize our podcast, they will probably see pictures I've chosen of 4 doll brands making Pride collections. I'm not saying that they've been cashing out on Pride, but these are just some example for the theme of this podcast, which is dolls. And we see quite a lot of Pride collections, whether it's clothes, dolls, or snacks, drinks, social networks change. I don't know if this is going to be as relevant this year because, you know, with all the things that are changing around the world, but it's certainly been very, very common in the past. So I guess the meaning of this slide is rainbow washing a thing?
Absolutely, in my opinion.
I think so. Absolutely. A lot of times I don't feel like it has anything to do with actual pride as much as it does just corporate America and money. That's just how I feel about it. I think when you want to look at something, it's like this RuPaul and Amanda doll that I have here, for instance. Jason Wu, the designer of these dolls, this one came out in 2005, this head sculpt. I mean, I changed her body. And this one came out in 2006. This, actually, the Amanda doll actually comes with a little thing here, and I'm going to share this. Here it is. So this doll, all the proceeds for this doll went to Design Industries, the Design Industries Foundation Fighting AIDS. There was only 100 of them produced, and all of the money went for AIDS. So, like, for me, that's more pride, and she didn't come, like, rainbow, like, this is pride, like, buy this doll. You know, it was very limited, and it was for a reason. And it came out before Integrity really blew up into this big mecca that we all know today with all the beautiful Poppy Parkers and all of these beautiful dolls, which we love. But when it comes to actual pride, I mean, it was so important for me to have the original, like, 2005 RuPaul and the original Amanda, because for me, that is pride. Like, that's the queer community coming together to create something solely for the community.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that there's allyship in just making a profit for the sake of making a profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever felt
Correct.
in your life that sometimes people approached you or you were approached to reach a quota? Does it make any sense? Do you feel like you have been a quota before in your lives?
Absolutely. I actually, when I worked as a personal banker, before my job I'm at currently, which I'm still in finance, the bank that I worked for was going to, you know, put their ad out at the big Pride Parade here in Southern Indiana. And there was a mass email sent out to all of the bankers saying, like, if you want to participate and be there as a face for the bank, you know, please let us know. And like 30 minutes after that email, they're like, well, Cody, we really want you to go out and promote it. I mean, it's not paid, but I was the only queer person that existed in that bank. And I was like, I'm not, if I'm going to Pride, I'm going to celebrate my queerness. I'm not going to get you more accounts. So to answer your question, yes, I mean, I definitely have in my life, for sure.
It's interesting that you bring this up because I'm transitioning between jobs, and one of the things I said to a recruiter recently was, actually, I am a D&I hire. And, you know, I represent the queer community, the ethnic community, maybe even neurodivergent community, and I wear it as a badge of honor and with pride. And if then that company don't seem that interested after they know that about me, I think it speaks volumes. And so I feel like it's a great way to empower something that's been something to feel ashamed of. Not that I have, but it's almost as if we have to be ashamed of it. I've turned it around and I've used it in a way to empower myself.
Esther, you are in possibly the gayest job ever on the planet.
Yeah.
In the gayest like environment possible. I mean, everybody would kill to play with makeup all day. Is just incredible. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. In my field, there's more gay people than there are straight people, really. So it's like hard for me to answer that question. I don't ever feel like the black sheep in my workspace. You know what I mean? It's harder for me to answer that question, I think. In life, I will say yes. Like I've had straight cis women want to be my friend just because I'm gay. I'd be like, you could be my gay bestie. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bitch, don't fucking talk to me. That's how me and Naomi met.
I told you when we started talking. Are you outing me like that? That's what I told you.
Oh, good. Not the token gay. I'm cracking up.
Yeah, so I've definitely been like the token gay before, for sure. But yeah, like I for sure think that a lot of these like companies are just rainbow washing, and I see right through it. I don't buy any shit from Target during Pride Month. I don't see pride in all of that. I do see pride in walking down the street during pride parades, like with my husband and with our gay friends, like with other gay people, and I feel the energy and the pride from just being able to do that when maybe years and years ago we weren't able to do something like that, or maybe it would have been much more dangerous to do something like that. That's whenever I feel pride for how far that we've come as a community and as a country. But pride, I don't feel pride from buying a pair of rainbow socks at Target or a doll from Mattel. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Do you ever feel like
plastic bag,
a plastic bag
floating in the wind?
I have some. If you look at this picture and the people that are following the podcast, there's the Integrity Toys Pride release. Then we have the Bratz Pride release. Then a picture from Mattel with a Pride release, and then a Monster High release to celebrate Pride. Yeah. So these are surprising. So the Mattel Pride, I would say they have put very little thought in it. It's literally some people wearing like colorful clothes set on a rainbow. The Bratz and the Mattel.
Yeah, and also there's no cohesion there with those dolls either.
No, I mean they've reached their quota.
Lines.
They've used like black dolls. They've used Asian dolls. Then they put the blonde one, and that's what they do. They try and create diversity visually, but is a bit of a
low key. The Mattel one is giving me very S Club 7 from the early 2000s. Like it's not. It's not giving. Yes. It's not giving what they think it's giving. I don't think so.
Yes.
Not at
that's
all.
just my opinion. It's not very good. Something that I do notice too a lot. I mean, even aside from just the pride aspect, and to your point, it's like, oh well, we have a blonde doll, we have an Asian doll, we have a black doll, and we'll put this one in red and blue. It looks like all they did was go down the line and check a box.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel heartfelt at all to me. I will say I do kind of live for those Bratz coats, though. I'm not going to lie.
I'm glad you mentioned the Bratz, because I think it's also very rare to see, like, I don't know if they're a couple, but a lesbian couple represented when it comes to pride. And I think that it's such a great example that you've picked there, Naomi.
Yeah, I love that.
It's a fun.
I agree.
I love that the Bratz dolls are like out in the streets, like are like out there marching. You know what I mean? That's what I love about these dolls, that they're not just like
with the queer
wearing
sign,
a rainbow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like her sign says, I can't even think straight. Like I think that's so cute.
It's so
I like that it's like actually representative of something and not just a rainbow.
What makes me laugh out of all this is that the Integrity Toys Pride collection is still available on their website now. I think there's bits and bobs of it. You'd think that with the amount of gays that buys dolls, that thing would sell out. It's still available if you want it 3 years later. How many years ago was that? 2023? Still available. Sorry,
Can I say
just
something
really-
as like a gay man though, and don't cancel me, you guys? Someone who is just I consider myself a fairly posh person, and I wear like a lot of black. I think rainbows are very tacky, so I just don't like to wear
Absolutely hideous.
rainbow shit, and I don't like looking at rainbow
They
shit.
are.
For those of you who can't see, our guest is wearing a rainbow shirt.
I am rainbow washing myself, correct?
I did warn you that this is an ultra Catholic podcast. I warned you.
What did we say yesterday, Naomi? We said pussy reveal after prayer.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It's the name of the podcast. Pussy reveal after prayer. Yes.
Can we get a close up of that Amanda Lepore pussy? I want to see her closer.
But we're gonna call it
Show her real
vagina.
close.
I don't know.
I haven't seen one in a long time.
Hold on.
Hold on, let me stop sharing this real quick. Let me stop
She's
sharing
very-
my screen.
Hold on. I mean,
Wait, how heavy is she? Oh,
That's not very nice to ask.
can you see it?
yeah, how much does she weigh? Can you see
Oh,
it?
wow.
Oh yeah, it's very graphic.
Yes.
It's
Um,
lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely. So
Her skin feels like real skin.
she's very smooth. I don't want to say it feels like skin per se. I mean, it does and it doesn't. She's made of real skin resin, so it's like a very durable type porcelain. But I don't know if I take her off this stand, it takes forever to get her back on. But she is. I don't know. I would have to actually weigh her, but she is actually heavy. And if you look inside her limbs, it's like rope or cord that holds her together. So she doesn't lock like a regular doll can like pose and lock. She doesn't. So the doll, they made it out of real skin resin because Jason Wu and Integrity Toys worked with a designer named Christophe Laudemille. And God, I hope I said that right. I probably didn't. But he created a perfume called Amanda that all of the dolls are scented with. Now, the downside of that was a lot of the dolls' heads oxidized, and their heads are very, very dark compared to their bodies. I don't know if y'all have ever gone on Google and seen those images. Now, mine is almost, not to pat myself on the back, mine is almost perfect. Her head is slightly darker, but she's still, like, you could put a little choker on her and you can't tell. But the body still smells good. Like I can still smell the perfume in the box and on her because real skin resin is very porous. But the head is plastic, but her body is not. It's actually very hard and kind of makes like a glass sound when you. I get so nervous when I handle her. She makes me shake because I'm always like, oh my God, if I drop her, it's over. Like it's done.
So she's a stuff smelling,
but she's a very
hardcore bitch, just like me.
Yeah. I mean, darling. I mean, she smells incredible. Like I wish I could find the perfume. But the perfume is outrageous if you can find it. But literally, this whole area of my house smells like this doll. Like, I'm not even kidding you. And it's 20 years old. It's crazy.
I have a question for you,
Yeah,
for all of you,
for
actually.
sure.
Why do you think Amanda Lepore is the icon that she is? And there might be some of our listeners who don't know who she is. Why do you think Amanda Lepore makes a great Pride doll?
Oh, goodness. Because, I mean, when you're looking at Amanda Lepore, she started in the Club Kid era with RuPaul. And she really just came out to the club. And Michael Alec and James St. James, and there was that movie, Party Monster, about Michael Alec. And I think Amanda Lepore is actually featured in that movie. She doesn't say anything. She just kind of walks in as Amanda does, you know. And I think she's just stayed relevant to artists. I mean, I know David LaChapelle has done a lot of work with her. I know she's been featured in as a Betsy Johnson muse for Balenciaga. I mean, I think Pigeon Head just did a doll of her. And I think she's iconic because no matter how many of the dolls and women go out and do these things and get their lips done and all this, there really is only one Amanda Lepore, you know? And I mean, this doll I feel like is so groundbreaking in a sense because this doll breaks so many barriers down. I mean, she is a trans woman. She is anatomically correct. I mean, everything about Amanda Lepore, like if you read her book, Doll Parts, she talks about when she first saw her vagina, she cried, you know, when it was all done, you know, it was one of her first things that she did. And I think that's what makes her iconic is that she is so specific. Like you can see a silhouette, just a silhouette, and be like, oh, that's Amanda Lepore, you know? Much like several different icons. Like she's very much in the realm of like, if you see a silhouette of like Diana Ross, you know who it is, or Cher, you know, I think she just has her look. She's very special, I think.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Show us this bodice that you created for RuPaul. I want to see this because you stoned this yourself, and the
Did you
shoes
stone
and
those
everything.
tights?
Did you stop? Esteban, when I tell you, I laughed so hard when you reposted this and you put Aja as Princess Disaster down there. I almost peed in the middle of my... I was literally holding an Alani and I'm like, oh, I got shared. And I'm like talking to my fiance and I like spit it out. And I was like, did you stone this? Yes, I did. So I actually deconstructed... I can pick her up. I deconstructed a dress that I made for drag. And I have encrusted the entire dress. I do.
Oh, wow.
So I actually deconstructed a dress. I don't know if I can get this up close.
And these are Swarovski crystals, right?
Whoa.
Correct. Yeah, these are all Swarovski. Now, Naomi said I was brave because the bodice that I used was the nude corset bodysuit from the Kiori Sato Redefined Luxury gift set.
You absolutely are brave, but good for you. That's real luxury right there, bitch. She said, I'm going to take this and I'm going to make my own shit out of it.
I said luxury. Say less. Say less. Redefining this corset. Now, if I ever am able to find this corset on eBay, I'll probably rebuy it just to have the original. But I don't know. I went in and I said, why not make this just, I don't know, a piece of art? And
it shimmers so much. You can tell those are Swarovski.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Naomi will send you her shipping address.
Yeah.
So you can send it to her after.
How long did it take you to make?
Oh, about 2.5 days.
Oh,
because you want to let it dry. And I actually stoned it on her because I wanted to make sure the placement was correct. I was actually surprised I was able to get it on her. I had to really fight because I bought a meteor body for Rue because her newer dolls had the meteor body. So I wanted to do that because I do have her original body, which I did bring for you guys to see. So this is the original RuPaul body with a very big, like very broad back, and her legs don't really do much. And I didn't want to keep it that way.
Is Raj's body.
It's okay.
Stiff.
Stiff with a big ass.
How about the wigs? Where are the wigs
I
from?
think you just dropped something. Hold on.
So this is the original wig that Amanda came with, that I did kind of redo. I kind of flipped it out and cut it because it was 20 years old. Even though it was in box, it wasn't giving what they thought it was giving. It was like 3 really big curls, and it was just kind of a hot mess. A lot of them I actually ordered from eBay. They're Integrity Toys. This is a wig from Veronique Perrin's Jason Wu, Veronique Perrin doll. I don't know. I don't know the name of the doll, but she was in like a plaid kind of corset and boots. But I bought the wig separately. This is that wig
Kiki.
from the.
Is it Zuri or Kiki?
No, the Zuri doll in the blue Dolce dress. Yeah, I bought the wig. I actually have all 3 of the wigs. I got the wig gift pack from that Zuri. I got the long blonde braids and then the big kind of honey colored curls. But I just boil washed this one to take the curl out because I just kind of liked. I don't know. I thought it looked better just straight.
This is my hair. I don't wear wigs.
Correct, because the Amanda doll is actually bald. Like not bald. Like her hair is painted on, I guess.
Like Raj's.
Yes.
I lost
Of somebody that can make things and just is brave enough to split a super rare gift set to stone it and make it drag. Love
I
it.
know. I don't know, brave or stupid, I'm not sure. But I did.
It looks great, so
It's
fine.
interchangeable.
I'm going to do it.
Cody, thank you so much for sharing your collection with us and for sharing your story with us. I think that you are just such an incredible person. For anyone who wants to see more of your collection, we have your handle right here. Stay Beautiful Dolls XO on Instagram. Is there anywhere else where people can find you on social media?
Right now, it is just the Stay Beautiful Dolls XO. I do have a website in the works within hopefully this year. And then I may try to branch out and expand my social media presence. But as of right now, just Stay Beautiful Dolls XO on Instagram.
What are you planning to do on the website?
So Larry, my fiance, had bought me a website for Christmas, and it is called Cody with a T is the name of the website, cotywithat.com. And I don't know, I haven't decided if I want to do like custom creations for my dolls or my art or both. But I have created the logo so far.
Do you sell the paintings you have? Do you sell your paintings?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I haven't. No, I have. There is someone in New York that wants to commission me for something that my fiance knows. I haven't really pushed a lot of this. Honestly, a lot of the doll collecting and the painting has just stayed very close to my chest. I haven't really put it out there. I think I started all of this in like March, so it's only been a few months. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'll be any good at it. We'll see what happens.
I love your fiance. The things that you've told us about him is just so lovely.
Supportive.
Please, can you buy him the SpongeBob edition Barbie, because there is one out there, and I think he deserves it.
He is actually a huge Whitney Houston fan. He literally every single magazine, VHS, cassette, vinyl that's ever been released, he has been collecting her since the 90s. Actually, a friend of his in Paris is how I ended up getting this doll. It went from Milan, Italy to Paris, France, and then she put it on an airplane and mailed it to me. So it was very crazy. But all because of Whitney Houston and his love for Whitney.
Wow,
Lovely.
incredible.
But thank you guys so much, seriously, for the opportunity and just for showing interest in me. It means a lot. I love the podcast, and you all are wonderful, and thank you very much.
You're welcome, baby.
Cody, one more thing before you go. We have a official Dolly Parton music playlist, and we ask all of our guests to contribute one song to the playlist. Which song would you like to leave behind?
Goodness. I always forget her name, but I know the song.
It's all the perfume in the house.
I would like to add Heather Small, Proud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Heather Small.
Yes.
What
I
have
always
you
forget
done
her name.
today?
Yes, that's the song I'm going to leave.
Okay.
That's amazing. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And you are officially a Dolly friend. So welcome to the club. See you very soon, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Beijo.
And that was the Pride episode, guys. How are we feeling about it? Are we still hyped up? Are we ready to parade?
I feel gayer than ever, really.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to just hit the streets and march and twirl and listen to this podcast during Pride.
Damn fucking right. Naomi, how do you feel as an ally? Ally?
Bent over an ally.
I feel in the mood for rights.
Good. And that's the way it should be. It's a constant ongoing war and fight as well as a celebration. So
absolutely,
keep on going, guys. Naomi, where can we find you to celebrate Pride?
You can find me celebrating Pride. I was going to say that the thing that Addison Rae said, but I'm not going to say it. I don't want to be cancelled.
Are you gay or are you normal?
Are you gay or are you normal? If you're gay or if you're normal, you can find me at House of Deluge on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, but only if you're normal on Facebook.
Yeah. It's fun.
You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Plastic Poppy, and if you're gay, you can find me on OnlyFans for $2.99 this month at Plastic Poop.
And you can find me on Instagram at House of Kismet. Happy Pride, everyone!
Happy Pride! Bye!